Alrighty then. So we should be here now. So let's get the game all booted up. I'll flip over before I forget to do that, since I can be real bad about not doing that. Alrighty then. Don't really need to be online for this, so let's go ahead and hit play offline. Go to management mode. Ultimate promoter. So I'm going to start a brand new one from scratch here. I have the one that I play offline. I'm already about 7 or 8 cards into the mode at this point. So let's see here. We got to pick something that is different from my promoter mode. So we'll go with let's see. What can we call this? Legends of Online. Sure, why not? Hello, Lou. I will use my name just because that's easy. We'll make this set in. Let's make this set in New York City. Why not? New York. York. And the country is, of course, the United States. So, start date, we'll start today. What the hell? That's pretty easy. Starts at the very beginning of the month. I do want a free starter pack. I'm going to stick this on normal. I don't want champions or indies. I do want the exclusive cards. I am going to set up my cards because I want that. Let's see here. So we're going to add a condition. We're going to go with color equals true. Add condition. Official. True. And this one I only need because I colored in some cards. I don't want those. So we're going to apply that. Everything is set up as on. So now let's do the opposite of that. Apply. Oh, that didn't work. Apply. So let's just go ahead and disable everything. We're going to hit add conditions again. We got color. We want this to be true. And we've got official equals true. And colored equals false. And we're going to go ahead and apply that, and we'll enable all of those. So there we go. Now all of the official color cards are added. I added a nice thing so you can see which set the card you're hovering over, because there are a couple that have, especially in the bootlegs, where they have multiple. I have multiple things, and one of them is from like UBU, and one of them is from PDF Prime, but they both look exactly the same on the front. So this way I can tell them apart. And then we still want to keep color equals true. And then I'm going to go add a condition, and I want Warner equals true. You know what? We could probably get rid of color even. We'll go apply condition. And now this has all of the artwork, or all of Warner's art. You know what we can do before that? We can go with color equals true, and add created equals true. This will get all of the cards that I've created. I want all of those in there. So we'll hit enable all filtered. Then we'll get rid of that, and we'll go Warner equals true. We'll apply. And there are some Warner cards that I want that I didn't create. Things like Adnan Okasi, or bootlegs. We have the other Offensica down there that I'm going to use. I will, however, use Slim. I want Slims. Kiyosato, I want. Perez. Let's see here. Andre Crystal. I do want that Andre in there. Why not? Angelo Blanco. I do want Ann Casey. I will grab some Sailor Art Thomas. And we want the Assassins. Get Babe Ruth. Yeah, see, this is the kind of thing I'm talking about, where it's like, which one is which, you know? This is the official one. This is from PDF Prime. This one's from PDF Prime, and that one's from Slim. So, but now you wouldn't be able to tell that if I didn't add the pop-up. I'm not going to turn any of the midgets on. We can always add them later if we decide we want midgets. But for now, I don't want any midgets. Let's see. We'll do Beauregard. The UBU Beauregard. It's the one I like the best. Let's keep going here. Big Daddy, definitely will turn him on. Big Machine. I want the Billy Graham because that's a cool looking card. Billy Jack, we'll grab him. I want Billy Robinson. I want Billy Sandow. Billy Whipper, Billy Watson. Both of these, Black Sam and Black Jack Lanza and Black Bart and Blue Blazer and Blue Panther. And I don't need that Bob Backlund if I've got that Bob Backlund, so we're good there. But I do have a Mr. Backlund in here that I will turn on. Some of these are weird. Like, that's not a Warner drawing. I think that's Mark Taggart. But for some reason, I have it tagged as Warner. What is that? Main set. And that one is bonuses. So I want the main set one on. We want Brad Ragans on. We'll do Brett Wayne Sawyer, one of the Nasty Boys. Brian Pillman. Bork. Got to get us some Bork Lesnar. Bronco. Do both Brother Love cards. What the hell? Probably won't use them if I get them early, but we might as well turn them on, right? Bernard. Do the Dudleys. Why not? Buddy Colt. Buddy Landell. Turn on Buddy Austin too, even though that's not a Warner card. Why not? Buddy O'Brien, Buddy Roberts, so many buddies. Buddy Wayne. Wrestling is the only sport with that many buddies. We want the UBU. Bull Ramos. Turn on Buck. I'm going to turn on that Butch Reed too. That way if we get it, we can use Doom, because we have a Ron Simmons that matches that. Buzz Sawyer, Cactus Jack. Let's turn on the other Cactus Jack. We'll do Cash Wheeler, why not? Javo Jr. Chris Adams is a yes. Clara Mortensen, CM Punk, Coco Samoa. Crush. We'll turn on both or all three of the Kurt Hennig cards. Why not, right? Danny Davis. We'll do both. Daniel Mahoney. Dara Singh. David San Martino. Which one is the actual UBU card here? This one. So that's the one we'll turn on. Dean Malenko is on. Get that axe, and this axe will have 2 axes. We'll have crush and crush, and smash and smash. Dick Murdoch, Dick Raines, Dick Slater. Turn on this Dick Slater too. Dick the Bruiser, Diesel. One of these Dino Bravos is a UBU. We'll do that one. Doink the Clown. We'll go with some Don Eagle. Turn on both Dooms. Except that I have them rebacked. So we'll do the rebacked version. Dory Dixon. I don't know why. I prefer the rebacks if I have them. Just a personal preference, I guess. Dr. Sam Shepard. Dusty Rhodes. Devon Dudley. We'll turn on the other Dynamite, the solo Dynamite. Earthquake is a yes. Ed Wiskowski is a yes. Eddie Gilbert. El Santo. Emil Dusek. Ernie Dusek. We'll do Ernie Ladd. Is that it's a PDF? We don't need Fabian Archer. Is that the UBU version? Yes. We'll do Fallen Angel. We've got the Frank Dillinger already. We'll do Fred Beal. Freddie Blassie. We only need one Blassie. Fritz Von Erich. No Midgets. Gary Hart. Gene Anderson. Gene Okerlund. Genichiro Tenryu. Giant Machine. We definitely want that. Gino Hernandez. We've got a Gorilla, so we're good there. We'll do Great Antonio. Kabuki. Togo. Greg Gagne. Gus Sonnenberg. Gypsy Joe. Those are midgets. We only need one Haku. Happy Humphrey. Haystacks Calhoun. I want that Hercules because I have a Paul Roma that matches it. We'll do the UBU version of Honky. Yeah, we'll do Slim's version of Honky too. Why not? We'll have 2 Honkies in there. 2 Honkies, 3 Hogans, and an Iceman King Parsons. IRS is a yes. Yamasaki is a yes. Jack Zarna, Jack Tunney. Jake Roberts is a yes. We'll do James H. McLaughlin. Jay Strongbow. We want Jay Youngblood. Jerry Blackwell as well. Jerry the King Lawler, of course. Can't leave the King out. Jerry Sags. Jerry Valiant. I'm going to do all 3 Jesse Venturas since one is a whatchamacallit card, an interview card. Thanks to Slim for those ones. And then this is like an earlier, this is like a later era Jesse Ventura. We want Jim Neidhart. We want Jimmy Del Rey. We'll add Jinsei Shinzaki. Why not? Joe Dusick is a yes. Joe Stecker. Former NWC World Champion Joe Stecker. We'll turn on both of those. Johnny Quango is a yes. Get Lord Jonathan Boyd all up in there. Joss Ledoux. Joe Ledoux. All right. And this is the reskinned, so go ahead and hit that. Because it'll have the nicer back. Jumbo Saruta, Mae Young. Junkyard Dog. Jushin Liger. We have Carl Gotch. We want Kamala. We have Ken Patera, so we don't need that. Let's do both Kenta Kobashis, Orange Crush, and the Burning Spirit version. Carrie and Kevin Von Erich. We want some Killer Khan. It's slim. We'll do the King Kong Bundy. Coco Ware in his Pretty Young Thing version. We'll do Crusher Khrushchev. Parka. Blanche Blanc. Got two Larry Shanes right there. Larry Sweeney. Lars Anderson. Bro. Cassidy. Les Thornton. Lex Luger. All right. Getting there. Thankfully, you only got to do this once. Lonnie Main. I'm going to do the UBU Lonnie Main. Littlebrook. Don't need Littlebrook. Ludwig Borga. That's a Mark Taggart drawing. I don't know why it shows up when you search for Warner, but it does. Got Luna. Do Matt Maxine. Mae Young. Don't need the Japanese girls that are in the latest PDF Prime. Manny Villalobos. Mark Lewin is a yes. Mark Rocco is a yes. Matsuda Sorikichi. We'll do Mean Marcalis. We have Mugubi Kudo. We don't need that. We'll do Meng. Michael Hayes. Miguel Perez. We have a Mike Rotunda. We have two of them. Mike Sharp, but we could use that Mike Sharp. Mil Mascaras. Miss Elizabeth. Misawa. So many bootlegs. Moondog King. Moondog Moretti. Moondog Moretti was tearing it up in my other Fed. I don't know why, but he absolutely is. There's the Mr. Backlund bootleg. We'll enable that. We'll do both Mr. Wrestlings and Nacho and Necro and Nicole Bass and Guinness. We have Nikita. The other Jumping Bomb Angel, the other Pretty Young Thing, Narula, both Ole Andersons. Can't go wrong with Ole. We'll pair on Orville Brown, Vons, 3 Owen Harts, all from different periods in his career. Pat O'Connor. We have Patterson. We have Pat Tanaka. Turn on Paul Bearer with that. Bosch. We have Paul Diamond, Paul Heyman. We have Paul Jones. We'll do Paul Ledoux. Paul Pons, but we'll do the one that I rebacked. There's that Paul Roma. There is the UBU version of Pedro. We'll do Perro Arguello. Pete Doherty. Peter Maivia. Piper's Pit. Porkchop Cash. Purple Haze. Rambo. Just came out today. One of the PDF Prime cards. Raven. Razor Ramon. Repo Man. Ooh, I like that Ric Flair best. So we'll do that Ric Flair. We'll do the old Ric Flair too. What the hell? We want Rick McGraw. We have a Rick Rude, Rick Steiner, yes. Hickson Gracie, yes. Ricky Gibson, yes. Ricky Steamboat, yes. Rip Oliver, yes. Rocky Johnson is a big yes. Rocky King, almost there. Rod Price, we're going to do Ron Fuller, Ron Bass. We'll do both Ron Simmons. Ronnie Garvin. Ricky Dusek. Sable, Rusty Brooks, Samoa Joe. We have Samu already, so we don't need any of those. We'll use the young Scott Hall, Scott Norton, Scott Steiner. Both sensational Sherrys. We have Slaughter, Sean Gavry. There's the rocker version of Shawn Michaels, and there's the other version of Shawn Michaels. We'll turn both of those on. Shinya Hashimoto is a yes. Psycho Sid is a yes. Skinner. Definitely we want Skinner and Skull Murphy and Slick. Let's see here. Almost done. We'll turn on that Stan Lane. Did we do that Bobby Eaton? I'll have to look in a sec. We've got him. Both Steve Austins can go on, and Steve Casey. We got Steve Lombardi. We'll do Steve-O. Steve Travis. Stevie Ray. Ron Kobayashi and Sting. Got Stu Hart. Super Machine. Super Medicos. We'll turn those on. We'll turn on Tama and Sweet Daddy Siki. And Tatanka. And both Tatsumi Fujinamis. We'll go ahead and that's the UBU version of Taz, if I'm not mistaken. It is indeed. We'll leave that Taz turned off then. Got Terry Taylor and Terry Funk. This is the singles version of the Assassin, so we'll go ahead and turn that on. We want Muda. I did Great Togo. I don't need the Great Togo. The Rock. Both of the Sheiks are on. Turn on the Undertaker. That's a UBU. Theobald Bauer. Tim Horner. Tim Storm. Tito Santana. This is the Tom Sink we want. Tommy Lane. Turn that one on. We want Tony Elsmere. Turn on both of these. Tony St. Clair, another guy that came out today. We'll use my version of Tony St. Clair with the reback. I believe that's the Sam version of it. Yeah, we'll use that one. Toru Tanaka, Toshiaki Kawada, Toya Nobori, Typhoon, Ultimate Warrior, we're getting there. Umaga, Vern Gagne, Victor Rivera, Velvet McIntyre. We'll go with Victor the Wrestling Bear. That way we have two Wrestling Bears. Victor Zangief, Villano. Do all these Vince McMahon versions. We'll do Volkan. We have Wahoo. Now we'll do Waldo Von Erich, Wally Dusek, Wendy Richter, Wayne Bloom, Wilbur Schneider. We have a Wilbur Schneider. We'll do these two. Wild Samoans. Vlad Exobisco, Yoshiaki Fujiwara, Yvonne Robert, and finally Zeus. And I think that's going to do it all, except for I want to check on that Bobby Eaton. Did I enable that Bobby Eaton? Bobby Bass, Bobby Eaton. I did. Good. Okay. There was one more that I check because I don't remember enabling him, but I probably did. Mike Davis, there he is. I did not enable Mike Davis, or Mike Awesome, or Mike Enos. Damn, I missed a whole bunch of them in that one. Okay, I think that's going to do it. So we'll go ahead. We have finally set the included card, so that took a while. But now that it's done, I don't like this name. We'll just go with This is just LWF. There we go. That's much nicer. Oh, what are you doing now? Why are you... You literally just worked. Start new game. No reference exception. Oh, good lord. Okay. Give me 1 second. I will be right back. I'm going to check and see if I can figure what the hell is going on with this real quick. It's already open, so it shouldn't take very long. Yep, it was real quick. I found it. Unfortunately, there is nothing that I can do to bypass this except for build a new version. So I'm waiting for that to finish. Yeah, annoying. I know, I'm sorry. I renamed something and then forgot to I forgot that Unity doesn't like renaming things. If you rename it on the code side, it breaks any references you have on the Unity side. And so, yeah, I renamed the difficulty dropdown on the code to more accurately reflect what it does, and it broke the reference in Unity. So Unity is looking for a difficulty slide or dropdown, which is clearly right here, but it is broken. So now I had to relink it and rebuild. So let's gonna have to kill that real quick. It's doing its thing. Usually only takes a minute or two, if that. Well, that was a bust, huh? Hopefully there aren't very many people watching right now. It's just me for now. That's good. So nobody will be bored by the second setting of all of the stupid cards that I want to use in the damn mode. Because nobody watched it the first time. Which is good. I'm glad, because I have to do that all over again. Which is frustrating, because we've been streaming for what, like probably 20 minutes now? Yeah, about 20, 25 minutes. And this is what happens when you try to code. So I have a medical marijuana card for my hands. I have neuropathy from multiple sclerosis. More information than you probably needed, but every once in a while it'll get real bad and my hands will feel like they are trying to push through like water, just moving them. And I found that smoking a little bit helps, but it also makes me very forgetful. And so sometimes, like now, if I take a small hit before I work on something, I don't always do, or I don't always remember everything. And so there have been issues where I've just kind of forgot things or whatever. Um, I don't really like smoking weed at all. It isn't my thing. Never been my thing. But it really does help with my hands. So unfortunately, every once in a while I've got to do it. Sometimes the real shitty part is that the time that I notice it the most is when I'm working on typing stuff, because you need your hands to type. And so if I'm going to be typing a lot, I tend to have to take a hit and then I get forgetful. Okay, so the new version is built and installed. So there we go. It's booting up. So let's go back over here. Sorry for the off-topic rant there about weed and neuropathy. But, it is what it is. So here we go. We're going to play offline. And we've got this booted up. So we'll come into Ultimate Promoter mode now. Now it should work, which is good. So we're going to go New Game. And we're going to go Promotion Name. Legends Wrestling Federation, because I'm not very original. The LWF. I'm, of course, Carlzilla. And the home city, we made it New York. Let's make it New York. New York. Home country, that's, of course, the United States. I'm going to leave the start date as is. And we're going to go normal difficulty, free starter pack, yes. Champions, indies. We don't need to include the exclusive mode cards because I actually have them all made already. So it basically would create doubles. I just realized that. I don't know why I didn't think of that before. For me, personally. If you want the cards, you should leave it enabled. But for me, they're already going to be in here. So, or actually, you know what? I'm just going to do that, and I'll deal with the doubles, because then I can buy specific packs of them. So we're going to go set included cards. This is something that I did at the beginning of the video, if you're now joining us, and found that I had a bug. I had to go fix the bug. So here we go. We'll go official equals true. Color equals true. And colored, because I colored in some of these cards and I don't want those included. Equals false. And we will apply that. That's going to get me all of the official color cards. Damn it, I did the same thing I did last time. Apply. We want to disable everything first. Then we want to add the conditions. Official equals true. Color. also equals true. Colored is false. Apply. There we go. Now we can enable all of those. So now we can get rid of that, and we'll do created, apply. No, that's false. So color equals true, created equals true. Apply. There are all the cards that I created. We're going to enable all of those. And then we are going to do one more. We're going to do Werner equals true, apply conditions. We're not going to do all of these. This is the part that I made the joke that you had, people who sat through watching me do this once are going to have to do it again. But, it is what it is. We want that. We want this. I'm just going to try to do this as quick as possible. Let's see, Andre, we want that. And Casey. No midgets. Bam Bam Bigelow is good. Barry Horowitz we want. Let's see. Go with that one. Beauregard, we want the UBU version. We got Big Bubba. Yeah, Bubba. Boss Man, we're all good there. Billy Jack. I do want that Bobby Eaton. I want this Bobby Heenan as well. Booker T. I'm gonna do all three of these Hitmans. And Brad Rangans. And Brett Lane. Okay. Here we go. Still going. Uproot. So many buddies. Bugsy McGraw. We want the UBU version. Buckhouse Buck. We're going to do that. Butch Reed. Cactus Jack. Chavo Jr. No midgets. Samoa. Do the other Kurt Hennig. Dan Mahoney. Two Danny Davises. Dara Singh. That's the UBU version. We'll do that. We want David San Martino. David Von Erich. Dax Harwood. Oh, I think I skipped a whole row there. Yeah, I did. Dean Malenko is a yes. This axe and this axe. That crush and this crush. And this smash and that smash. Dick Slater. Both Dick Slaters. All of those. This is the Dino Bravo we want. Doink. Gotta have Doink. We have a Dominic DiNucci. Don Eagle. We have multiple Don Fargos. Go with both of these Dune cards. And Dory Dixon and Dory Funk. And Dr. Sam Shepard, Dustin Rhodes, Dusty Rhodes. Earthquake, Dynamite, and Devon. And Ed Wiskowski. We got Eddie El Santo, Emil Dusick, Ernie Dusick, Ernie Ladd. Let's do the Ernie Ladd with the background. Burns, we want that one. Angel. Got a Frank Dillinger. We got Fred Beal. Freddie Blassie. Fritz. Gary Hart. Gene Anderson. Gene Okerlund, yes. Genichiro Tenru, yes. Giant Machine. Gino Hernandez. Great Antonio, both of these guys. Greg Gagne. Gus Sonnenberg, Gypsy Joe, no little people. We've got Haku, we'll do Hakushi, Happy Humphrey. Oh, we want this Haystacks calendar because it has the background. We want that. Hercules. We're going to do both honkies because one is UBU and one is Slim. They're both good. Do 3 Hogans. Iceman King Parsons. Itsuki Yamazaki. Jack Zarna. J.H. McLaughlin, Jake the Snake. Jay Strongbow, Jay Youngblood. Jerry Blackwell. Jerry the King. Jerry Sags, Jerry Valiant, lots of Jerrys. Jesse Ventura gets all 3 of them turned on. I think that's... Yeah. Jim Neidhart is good. Jimmy Del Rey is good. Jinsei Sinisaki. Joe Dusick. Joe Stecker. Actually, we'll do this Johnny B. Bad and that Johnny B. Bad. Since one is UBU and one is Slims, they're both good. Johnny Quango. Jonathan Boyd. I think this is the Joe Ledoux that I want. Yeah. And this is the Josephine Blatt or Minerva that I want. Jumbo, Maya, or June Byers, Junkyard Dog, Chushin Liger. We have Carl Gotch, but we need Kamala. We have Ken Patera. Let's do Kenta, Kerry Von Erich, Kevin Von Erich, Killer Khan, King Kong Bundy, Coco Ware. Crusher Khrushchev, Laparka, Lange Blanc, Larry Sweeney, Lars Anderson, Bro, Leaf Cassidy, Lex Luger, Les Thornton, all little people on that one. Little Tokyo, I think this is the UBU. I want the UBU version of Lonnie Main. Do Albano. Do Ludwig Borga. Mad Maxine. Mae Young. Manuel Soto. Mark Lewin. Mark Rocco. Matsuda Sorikichi, Mean Marcalis, Meng, Michael Hayes, Miguel Perez, Mike Awesome, Mike Davis, Mike Enos, Mike George. We got Mike Rotunda, Mike Sharp, Neil Mascaras, Miss Elizabeth, It's a Haru Masawa. Those. Doug King. Doug Moretti, who is absolutely wrecking my other Fed right now. It's Cholak. Mr. Backlund. Do both Mr. Wrestling's and Nacho and Necro Butcher and this Nicole Bass. Do Nigel Guinness. Don't need any of the other ones there. Rio. Do Norville Austin. Ola, both Ole Andersons, because you can't go wrong with Ole. Orville Brown. Otto Fons. 3 Owen Harts. And Pat O'Connor. Paul Bearer, Paul Bosch. Paul Heyman. Paul Ledoux. Paul Pons. Paul Roma. Miguel Perez, that's the UBU, yep. Paraguayo. Pete Doherty. Peter Maivia. Piper's Pit. Porkchop Cash. Purple Haze. Rambo. Raven. Razor Ramon. Repo Man. Both Ric Flairs, old and new. Rick Martel, Rick McGraw. Steiner, Hickson Gracie, Ricky Gibson, Ricky Steamboat, Rip Oliver, Rocky King, Rocky Johnson, Ron Bass, Ron Fuller, both Ron Simmons, Ronnie Garvin, Rudy Dusack, Rusty Brooks, Sable, Sam Shepard. We have Dr. Sam Shepard, so we don't need that one. We have Samu. Get that. Go here with that. Scott Steiner. Both Sherrys. Shawn Michaels. We want both of them. Shinya Hashimoto. Sid. Skull Murphy and Skinner are definites. We want Slick. We have all the Sputniks. We need Stan Lane. Both Steve Austins and Steve Casey. Do Steve-O. Steve Travis. Stevie Ray. Sting and Strong Kobayashi. Super Machine and Super Medicos. Tama, Sweet Daddy Siki, both of those. Tatanka, Tatsumi Fujinami, Taz, Terry Taylor, Terry Funk, a singles version of the Assassin. Oop, I already have the Great Togo, so I don't need that. I do need the Masked Wrestler, The Rock, both versions of the Sheik, The Undertaker. That's Theobald Bauer, Tim Horner, Tim Storm, Tito Santana, Tom Zenk, Tommy Lane, Tomatama, Tony Altomare. Both of these, as well as Tony St. Clair and Toots Mondt. That turned on. Typhoon and Ultimate Warrior can be turned on. Getting there again. Velvet McIntyre, Vern Gagne, Victor Rivera, Victor the Wrestling Bear, Victor Zangief, Vili Liviano, Vince McMahon, Jesse Ventura. We want Volkan. We have Wahoo. We want Waldo. We want Wally Dusick. Wayne Bloom. Wendy Richter. We have Wilbur Schneider. We want the Wild Samoans. We want Vlad Exabisco. We want Yoshiaki Fujiwara. Yvonne Robert, and Zeus. There we go. Finally, they're all done. And now if we go start game, it will actually work. Yay! See? All right, so here we are, new game. So, we've got a voucher for a free pack from Tom Pax, who, so I tried to make most of these like silly inside joke things or weird Easter egg references. For those of you who don't know, Tom Pax was the promoter in St. Louis before Sam Muchnick took over. And then we got the thing from the local VFW hall saying that they are willing to work with us. Let's go in here, make sure everything is good. Yeah, we got our ticket prices. Let's set these. I want to use the Golden Age charts. Those are the ones I like best. Death Jump. We'll just use Death Jump Official. Golden Age. There we go. So that's all nice and set up. I don't think I need any of the other stuff. Let's go open our first pack. We're going to open our starter pack. Let's see what we get. We're going to get 10 cards here. All right, so we got Gran Hamada, Ian Rotten, Dr. X, Paul Bearer, Rusher Kimura, Tiger Mask, John Tatum, Guido Mongol, Rick McCord, and Bob Orton Jr. Let's see here. I can tell you right now, I'm probably not going to use Paul Bearer. So let's get rid of Paul Bearer. I'm not going to use Dr. X. He's probably going to be too expensive. Same deal with Rusher Kimura. I'll keep Tiger Mask, though. Same price, but I think I'll get more use out of Tiger Mask. And Gran Hamada, too. I'll keep Gran Hamada. I'm going to open one more pack. Let's see. Do we want to just open a straight Legends pack? Yeah, let's do that. Off the bat. Jim Breaks, there's Demolition, and there is Jesse Ventura. That's the interview card. We're going to get rid of that. I don't even have a TV show, and that's what that whole card set is geared up for. So we got Smash and Jim Breaks. And, you know, I'm going to open one more. Michael Hayes, or nope, Buddy Roberts, Doug Gilbert, and Bobby Bruns. That's not bad. Okay, so now we have 12 cards to start our promotion with. Not too bad. Got some solid stuff. I'm going to get rid of Demolition Smash, too, just for the extra points. I don't really need him. Guido. He has a singles finisher, so I guess I'll keep him. Buddy Roberts also has a singles finisher, so that's fine. Tatum, yeah, he's got a singles. So, does he have a bunch of tag moves? No, he's got one. I'm going to get rid of the Mongol for now, too. That way we have 10 cards to start with. Not a bad selection. Then, of course, I'm going to go to the sponsors. Since we're at the beginning of the month, I'm just going to go with the local brewery. They'll give me $150, monthly payment of $500, but I need to put my product in front of 900 fans. So we'll sign that. And now we made an extra 150. So let's go into marketing. I'm going to turn on newspaper ads, and I just want small, and I'm going to do radio ads and do the average. That's the the hours. So off peak is like late at night, average is kind of in the day, and peak is like the rush hour out times, so in the morning and on the drive home when everybody's in the car listening to the radio. So it costs more to have radio ads during that time. So that should be good there. Let's go to merchandise. We're going to order 100 8x10 photos, so we have some merch. And that's going to put us back down to 874 points. So there we go. We are good. So let's do our first event. We're going to run on Sundays, it looks like. So if you change this to not booked, it will sort them by their booking cost. So that's just helpful to know. We're going to call this card 1. Don't need to name them anything specific because this is the only promotion in this universe, so there will never be anything else. So card 1 works perfectly fine. And let's see, what are our options? We have VFW Hall 1691 or the Municipal Community Center. I'm going to go with the VFW Hall because I think the Municipal, that's going to cost a little more than I can afford. So we'll do VFW Hall select. There we go. So these have been tweaked. They now cost what they should have cost from the get-go, but I left the testing code in where I was trying to make sure that everything worked and I needed to save money. So, but now things cost more. And let's set up a card here. I think on our opener, we're going to have Doug Gilbert. Let's see, we have a lot of heels, don't we? McCord. I'm going to have Rick McCord wrestle as a face. Because, yeah. Doug Gilbert. Choke on the ropes. Eye gouge, I guess he technically is a heel. And Tatum doesn't have anything incredibly heelish except for the hair pull and the face slap, but I guess that could be. He could be a face. Jim Breaks. Breaks usually wrestled as a kind of whiny comedy wrestler, but And Bobby Bruns, I'm not sure if I'm going to use these guys super often because they're kind of expensive, but definitely probably going to put one of them on my first card here. I'm going to do Doug Gilbert versus Ian Rotten as our opener. Then Rick McCord is going to take on, have him fight Buddy Roberts. And then in our opener, I kind of want to let's put Tiger Mask in the opener. And we're going to stick him in there with Jim Breaks. So it'll be a junior heavyweight match. I could do one more. Yeah, why not? Let's do John Tatum against Bob Orton Jr. We'll get all of our cheap guys a match on the card. Yeah, I think that works. That's a pretty good opening card for me. We're going to go run match, and we're going to start off with Doug Gilbert versus Ian Rotten. Your sponsors asked for extra exposure on this card in exchange for an immediate one-time bonus of 50% of their normal monthly payment. So basically, they're going to want to hang banners and have a table at our event, and they're going to pay us extra. So that's a good event. So we'll say okay, and then we'll run the match. And we've got Doug Gilbert and Ian Rotten. Gilbert is 240 pounds and 6 feet tall from Lexington, Kentucky. And Ian Rotten, 240 pounds and 5 feet 11 inches tall from Louisville, Kentucky. Lexington, Tennessee, excuse me. And let's roll the dice as these two lock up in the center of the ring. And Doug Gilbert takes control, tries to boot Ian Rotten in the midsection, and that is going to work. And Ian Rotten is hurt. Doug Gilbert throws some brawling. Oop. As much as I'd like to just beat Ian Rotten right off the bat, we're going to play it fair. Some brawling punches by Doug Gilbert. Ian Rotten takes him in the face, and Gilbert now sets him up for a big suplex. Takes Ian Rotten to the mat. Rotten gets back to his feet. Doug Gilbert trips him back down and drops a fist. And Ian Rotten is still hurt. As Rotten gets back up, Gilbert grabs him and slams his head into the turnbuckle. Doug Gilbert in control here, slams his head into the turnbuckle again. And drops a fist right in between the eyes. Rotten rolls out of the way. Grabs Gilbert, hooks him up into a big pump handle slam. And Doug Gilbert is hurt. Ian Rotten now on the attack. Some wild punches. Connect with Doug Gilbert. Gilbert is feeling it. Tries for that pump handle slam again. Gilbert slammed to the mat. Slow to get back to his feet. As he does, Rotten with that pump handle slam again. Gilbert's still hurting. Rotten grabs him with both hands. Lifts him up and then choke bombs him. Doug Gilbert in trouble here. Ian Rotten picks Gilbert back up and whips him into the turnbuckle. And as the referee gets between the two and tries to separate them, one of them is going to get the upper hand. So Gilbert rolling one die here. If it's even, Gilbert, who is wrestling as the face, is going to avoid the sucker punch. If it is odd, Ian Rotten is going to sucker punch him. And Ian Rotten just sucker punched Doug Gilbert as the referee was trying to separate the two in the corner. And now Ian Rotten hooks him up. Brain Buster. That is going to be a choice H. Agility is +1, so we're going to go with that. A 9 or less. And on a roll of 5, that Brain Buster connects. Gilbert's hurt. Rotten grabs him by the hair, picks him back up. And big elbow smash. And he's going to whip Doug Gilbert into the ropes. And Gilbert shoves Ian Rotten off balance as they're trying to push back into the ropes. And Gilbert is in control now. Lunging clothesline on Ian Rotten here. Connects. Rotten is down there. Gets back to his feet, and Gilbert hits him with another lunging clothesline. Rotten slow to get back up, and Gilbert uses that time to load up some punches. They connect, but Rotten able to block the second one and takes control. Scoops him with a body slam, but that's not going to work. Doug Gilbert puts a knee in the gut of Ian Rotten and then slams him headfirst into the turnbuckle. Rotten's hurting here. More brawling punches from Doug Gilbert. Rotten connects, or Rotten counters, and then rakes the eyes. Gilbert is dazed. Ian Rotten with a big forearm club. Gilbert, out of the way of that, scoops him up and hits him with the reverse atomic drop. That will work, except that Ian Rotten manages to get free from that before any damage is done. Rotten whips him into the turnbuckle. He backs Doug Gilbert into the turnbuckle. Doug Gilbert rushes out of the turnbuckle, and Ian Rotten sends him flying with a big back body drop. Ian Rotten in control now. Goes for that Brain Buster again. Ian Rotten. Agility, that's going to be a 9 or less. And he gets it, so drops him with the Brain Buster, then goes for the cover. Target is going to be 4. Roll is a 7. Ian Rotten throws Doug Gilbert out of the ring. And opponent slams him near the ropes with a big move. Gilbert rolls out of the ring to collect himself. The opponent follows you outside and continues the attack before rolling Doug Gilbert back inside. So Ian Rotten follows him out of the ring, slams him into the ring apron, hits a couple of punches, and then rolls him back in. And there's the Rotten Rush. This is a asterisk maneuver. In hardcore and no DQ matches, substitute chair shot +2. So that doesn't matter. We're going with the Rotten Rush. That's a +1. So the target is going to be 6. And the roll is an 8. So Doug Gilbert's staying alive. Ian Rotten slams him with a second Rotten Rush. And the target is going to be 7. And the roll is a 5. So Ian Rotten has dispatched Doug Gilbert, much to the dismay of the fans. Rush here. 1.5 stars sounds about right to me, so we're not going to add any adjustment to that. And then we're on to our second match, Rick McCord versus Buddy Roberts. And Rick McCord from Roanoke, Virginia, weighs 225 pounds and stands 6 feet tall. I am fumfering over words there. And Buddy Roberts, also 225 and 5'9". He is from Bad Street, Atlanta, Georgia, as all of the Freebirds are. And there we go. We've got Rick McCord in control here as the two lock up. McCord takes him with a head scissors. Roberts throws him off. Roberts tries a body slam. That will work. And McCord slammed to the ground hard. A big forearm smash by Buddy Roberts. Rick McCord counters. And an arm drag by McCord. That will work. He has the agility. And Roberts is dazed. And another arm drag. And this time Buddy Roberts is waiting for him. Roberts with a trunk pull takedown on Rick McCord. McCord hits the mat hard, slow to get back up, and as he does, Roberts levels him with a groin kick here. Let's see here. Power is a +1, so 8 or less. And on a roll of 8, that groin kick landed very solidly. Target is 4. Roll is a 9, so McCord kicks out, but he is smarting after that kick to the groin. Buddy Roberts locks on the figure 4. Target is 5. Roll is an 11, so McCord still alive, but just barely. Roberts lets go. Elbow drops McCord in the center of the ring. McCord is hurt here. Backbreaker by Buddy Roberts. Not going to leave the ring. He's a good guy. Playing it like a fan favorite there. And Buddy Roberts, falling punch. Choice G. Let's see. Power, 9 or less. And on a roll at 2, he connects with that falling punch right between the eyes. Rick McCord is in trouble. There's a double clothesline, but that's a tag move. Won't work. So he rolls up. Snapmare. McCord counters the snapmare. And a big forearm smash by Rick McCord. Buddy Roberts is now feeling it as McCord whips him into the turnbuckle. And Buddy Roberts stumbles out of the corner after striking the buckle hard. And Rick McCord, fireman's carry slam. And Buddy Roberts is down. Rick McCord sets him up with a big hammerlock. Roberts counters. Snapmare by Roberts. And that dazes Rick McCord as he's back to his feet, but Roberts on the attack here. Roberts puts him down and then rakes his eyes with his bootlaces. Rick McCord really not liking that at all. Backbreaker by Buddy Roberts. McCord is hurt. Front face lock. And he's really wrenching that face lock. Scoops him into the backbreaker. Puts him down on the mat. And as McCord gets back to his feet, Buddy Roberts throws him into the ropes. And they're battling for position against the ropes. The wrestler with the best overall stat, power, or agility. That is going to be Rick McCord. He has the better He has a -2 agility. So he uses the stat to gain the advantage. The wrestler with the best overall power or agility rolls on level 3 offense. So that's going to be McCord on level 3, scooping and putting him down and then hitting a fist drop. That's a choice G. Power is +1, so this is going to be 9 or less. And on a roll of 9, he slams the fist right down between the eyes of Buddy Roberts. And Buddy Roberts is down, but he's going to roll out of the ring. And rolls out of the ring to recollect himself. He re-enters the ring, but McCord jumps all over him immediately. And McCord tries to scoop him with the body slam. That's going to work as they are even in power. So picks him up, slams him down. Buddy Roberts in trouble now. Flying drop kick by Rick McCord. Leaves Roberts on the mat. Roberts gets back up and is hit with some forearm smashes. Roberts counters those forearm smashes with a nice sleeper hold. And that's an agility move. He just does not have the agility, so Rick McCord immediately escapes the sleeper hold. Doesn't even do any damage. Oop, I rolled on the wrong thing. And McCord scoops him up into a fireman's carry and slams him to the mat. Buddy Roberts is hurt here. Into the turnbuckle goes Buddy Roberts. And McCord backs him into the turnbuckle, and they're jockeying for position. The wrestler with the better turnbuckle rating gets the upper hand and executes a big slam to the canvas. That is going to be Rick McCord. The wrestler with the worst turnbuckle rating rolls on level 3 defense. So that's Buddy Roberts rolling on level 3 here. And he is down, but they're near the ropes, so he's going to roll out of the ring. Let's see. McCord follows him out, but the referee won't allow it. As their opponent is busy with the referee, Roberts rolls back in the ring and strikes him, and is now in control. Scoops him up with the backbreaker and launches him down to his knee and just really crushing him with that backbreaker. McCord not going to roll out of the ring, going to eat an elbow drop instead. McCord is hurt, and Roberts hits him with a forearm smash as he gets back to his feet. Buddy Roberts now picks him up with a body slam, slams him to the mat. And there's that groin kick again. We're going to go for the power there. It's going to work on 8 or less. And on a roll of 7, he connects with the kick to the groin. McCord is hurt. Forearm smash by Buddy Roberts. McCord counters that with a wrist lock. And Buddy Roberts in trouble here. He's really wrenching, pushing down on that wrist lock, applying a lot of pressure. McCord scoops him with a body slam, slams him to the mat. Roberts pops right back up and is met with an arm drag. And this time Roberts is slower to get to his feet, and McCord scoops him as soon as he does with a fireman's carry and slams him to the mat. That's a pin. I believe that this is in all matches versus any Von Erich, so that does not apply to this match. So going for the cover, target is 4, roll is a 7. McCord in control now, figure 4 leg lock, and catches him in the center of the ring. Target is going to be 5, roll is a 10. So Buddy Roberts in trouble here, drops the fist right between the eyes. It's going to be 9 or less. And on a roll of 9, he connects. Roberts is hurting, gets back up, and Rick McCord forearm smashes, puts Roberts back down, locks on that figure 4 again. Roberts in trouble, but he's not giving up. Rick McCord applies more pressure on that figure 4. Buddy Roberts finally able to break the hold, and he's really having trouble standing up. But McCord picks him up and executes that fireman's carry slam again, putting Roberts right back down on the mat, where he's met with another fist drop. This time, Rick McCord going to the top rope, and that was a mistake. Buddy Roberts gets back to his feet and throws him off. Roberts takes a breather here and is in control of the match. Roberts throws McCord out of the ring. And McCord can't get a breather as Roberts follows him out there immediately and beats him up and throws him back in the ring. And now Buddy Roberts with a falling punch. Let's see. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. That's going to be a 9 or less. Falling punch. It connects between the eyes, but Rick McCord in trouble here. Tosses him out of the ring. Let's see. While fighting for control near the ropes, both you and your opponent go tumbling over the top rope to the concrete arena floor. Roll for double countout. So they are not counted out. If no countout occurs, roll 1 die. On an even roll, Rick McCord will roll on level 3. On an odd roll, it'll be Buddy Roberts. And it is odd, so Buddy Roberts is the first one back to his feet. Picks up Rick McCord, tosses him back in the ring, and Buddy Roberts chokes him on the bottom rope. That's the wrong thing. And McCord is hurt. Roberts can't do the double clothesline, but he can throw him into the turnbuckles, so that's what he's going to do. The referee gets between them. This is the sucker punch again. Buddy Roberts is the heel. Rick McCord is the face. So even. McCord avoids the sucker punch. Odd. Buddy Roberts hits the sucker punch. And it's odd, so Roberts sucker punches Rick McCord. And Buddy Roberts drops the elbow. Rick McCord is hurt. Oop. And so Buddy Roberts. Forearm smash. And these two have been going at it for over a half an hour here. McCord is dazed. And now Roberts scoops him, body slams him. And Rick McCord is hurt. And he tosses him into the ropes. Battling for position against the ropes, the wrestler with the best overall stat. We've seen this before. This is going to be Rick McCord. McCord gets the better of the entanglement on the ropes. And he trips Buddy Roberts to the mat. And now side saddle suplex by Rick McCord. And that leaves Buddy Roberts laying. And McCord grabs him by the hair, pulls him back up, and then hits a series of flying drop kicks. And Buddy Roberts is hurt here. Into the turnbuckle goes Roberts. And Roberts hits the buckle hard, stumbles back out. And Rick McCord, more flying drop kicks. And into the turnbuckle again. And this is the sucker punch again. So on an even roll, it's going to be McCord. On an odd roll, it's Roberts. And Buddy Roberts once again sucker punches Rick McCord. And Buddy Roberts drops the elbow after the sucker punch. That hurts Rick McCord. Front face lock applied as they get back to their feet. And a sleeper hold is attempted. He moves from the front face lock to try and put on a sleeper hold. But Rick McCord able to maneuver out of that easily. Body slam by Rick McCord, but Roberts slips out the back. Into the turnbuckle goes McCord. Bounces off the buckle and right into Roberts, who catches him with a backbreaker. And Rick McCord is down. And Roberts choking him on the bottom rope, just standing on the back of his head with his throat draped over that bottom rope. Rick McCord is hurt here as Buddy Roberts kicks him in the groin again. We're going to do the level 3. That's going to be on 9 or 8 or less. And on a roll of 7, he gets it. So kicks him right in the crotch again. And now Buddy Roberts chokes him on the rope again. McCord is hurt. Buddy Roberts scoops him up, knocks him down with the backbreaker, just puts him on the mat. Oop, that is the wrong thing. I keep pressing the wrong button. And Roberts finally applies that figure 4. Target is going to be 6. Roll is a 4. So Buddy Roberts, in a very long match, is able to put this one away with the figure 4 leg lock. So Buddy Roberts, figure 4. And let's see, 2.5 stars. I'm actually going to give that a 0.5 star. Why not? went on a little longer than I would have liked, but it was back and forth and fairly solid. Now we've got John Tatum versus Bob Orton Jr. And Tatum is from Hollywood, California. He weighs 258 pounds and stands at 6 feet, 3 inches tall. And in the red corner, weighing in at 248 pounds and standing 6 feet 1 inches tall, from Kansas City, Missouri, this is Bob Orton Jr., Cowboy Bob Orton. And John Tatum meet in the center of the ring. And as the two men lock up, Tatum gets the upper hand, throws Orton into the ropes. And look at that. Opponent backs you into the ropes. After a bit of stalemate, the referee comes in to separate you. You may choose to either roll on level 3 offense with the addition of disqualification 6 to anything you roll for attacking when the referee is ordered a clean break, or you can break clean and roll again for initiative with the winner rolling on level 2. Bob Orton not going to break clean. He is going to try for the... Alright, he's going to throw him out of the ring. Disqualification 6 here, so let's roll. He is disqualified. So there we go. And that was John Tatum winning by DQ. Orton disobeyed referee's orders for a clean break. I'm going to say that was a dud. There's no way that was anything but a dud. And we come to our main event of the evening. This is going to be Tiger Mask and Crybaby Jim Breaks. Jim Breaks is refusing to work unless you pay him an extra 46 points. I'm going to pay him. I want the match. Tiger Mask has some theme. Nice. I didn't realize I had set a theme for Tiger Mask, but I did. So in the blue corner, weighing in at 210 pounds and standing 5 feet 7 inches tall, from Yamaguchi, Japan, he is Tiger Mask. And in the red corner, weighing in at 158 pounds and standing 5 feet 4 inches tall, from London, England, Crybaby Jim Breaks. And the two meet in the center of the ring, and Crybaby Jim Breaks gets the upper hand. Breaks whips Tiger Mask into the turnbuckle. And Tiger Mask able to counter the whip, and whip breaks into the buckle. Breaks slams into the turnbuckle and kind of staggers back. Tiger Mask in charge here. A high leg sweep takedown as Breaks stumbles out of the corner. Breaks in trouble now as Tiger Mask immediately in control. Gonna whip him back into the turnbuckle. But no, it's Jim Breaks returning the favor, turning it around and whipping Tiger Mask into the buckle. Tiger Mask hits hard and bounces back out. Breaks in control now. Reverse Nelson roll as Tiger Mask comes out of the corner. Tiger Mask is hurt by that move there, and Breaks swaps down to an ankle twist. And I believe that Tiger Mask has stats for, junior heavyweight. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down here and we're going to hit and apply. There we go. So he is using bold stats, so that's a hurt too. Jim Breaks able to counter though. And arm wringer throw, and that's also a thing. So that's going to add, let's go into here to match counters. So we got the Jim Breaks special. Add. This is in the red corner. Really, it's for Jim Breaks. It's not for the whole red corner, although Jim Breaks is the only person in the red corner. So either one would work. This is Jim Breaks special. It's starts at 0. But then we can add to it, so we're going to add 1 to it. That doesn't... I forgot I... taken those off because I moved it over there. Alright, so the Jim Breaks special. It's one added, and now Armringer throw. So Tiger Mask is hurt. Jim Breaks now. Another Armringer throw, so that's going to add another one to the Jim Breaks special. And Tiger Mask is down. Now a backbreaker over the knee. This is a choice C for Jim Breaks. Let's see here. We're not going to do that. So it's going to be on the power. So this is going to be a 9 or less. And on a roll of 7, that works. Except Tiger Mask able to deftly counter that. Slips out the back as Breaks is trying to scoop him up. And now Tiger Mask hits the drop kick. That is going to work. Breaks is hurt. And a rolling senton splash on Jim Breaks. Breaks is in trouble here. Tiger Mask scoops him up. Goes for the pile driver. That connects. Breaks in trouble. Indian Deathlock by Tiger Mask. Level 3 plus or minus power. So 10 or less for the Indian Deathlock. That works. Breaks in trouble. Center of the ring. With the Indian Deathlock applied, target is going to be 2. Roll is a 5. So Breaks doesn't kick out, or Breaks doesn't submit. But he's in trouble. Tiger Mask breaks the hold and goes to the top rope. And climbs to the top rope. You recover and a struggle takes place. Let's see if you have a better agility rating. That is not the case. So Tiger Mask kicks him off and comes off the top rope. Tiger Mask in control with that twisting moonsault. And that connects. Jim Breaks is down. He is near the ropes, though. Rolls out of the ring. He rolls out of the ring to recollect himself. Tiger Mask not letting him. Goes outside, grabs him by the head, and throws him back in. Tiger Mask in control here. Locks in that Indian Deathlock again. That's going to be 9 or less for a level 3. That works. Breaks is in trouble here. Keeps that Indian Deathlock locked in. 9 or less. On a roll of 11, he doesn't get it. So Breaks finally able to break the hold. And Jim Breaks now Jawbreaker on the knee. Gonna throw him in the ropes. Neither one of those are great choices for Breaks. So he hits the Jawbreaker on the knee and then throws him into the ropes. Tiger Mask able to pull Jim Breaks off balance and is in control now. And here we go, back suplex. That's a level 3 move because he's wrestling against junior heavyweights here. And Breaks is down. Tiger suplex plus 3. So target is going to be 6. Roll is a 9. Breaks able to kick out. And he hits another Tiger suplex. Just rolls through. Picks him back up and another Tiger suplex. Target is 7. Roll is a 2. So Tiger Mask has won that one convincingly with a Tiger suplex. I'm going to give that a half a star to bump it up to 2 stars. I do think that was a pretty solid match. And Tiger Mask is your winner. Here we go. Here's how we did. Tiger Mask and Breaks was our main event. The featured match there on the evening. We got ticket sales. We made 1,225 points. 75 points in merch sales. 250 points from additional sponsorship income. Our venue cost us $750. Our workers cost $233. We spent $200 marketing. And an additional 46 points went to Jim Breaks when he stood us up. So Breaks may not be around too much longer. All in all, we came out ahead 321 points, so that's not too bad. However, Jim Breaks, welcome to unemployment, buddy. I am going to use some of that money that we made on that card. I'm going to buy myself another pack. Let's see here. I don't want a jumbo pack. I am going to buy a 1990s pack. Tearing it. Let's see. We got Rick Martel, The Undertaker, and Dino Bravo. The Undertaker is way too expensive for us, so I'm going to go ahead and sell that probably. The other two I could see us using, so. We trade in Jim Breaks for Rick Martel and Dino Bravo. Not too bad. Let's see. Who have we sold off so far? Dr. X, Paul Bearer, Rusher Kimura, Guido Mongol, Jim Breaks, Demolition Smash, Jesse Ventura, and The Undertaker. Kind of cool. We could, if we wanted to, we could bring in Paul Bearer and The Undertaker. Cost us a bunch of money, like 470 points to bring both of them back in. But if we ever wanted to do it, we could, and they could work as a pair. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, I'm gonna cancel that out there. I think we have everything we need. So let's go here. We're gonna, since we know we're running on Sundays and we get a small boost if we do this, let's add a detail. Booked event. Set a reminder. What the hell? Card 2. Card 2. Run card 2. There we go. We're going to save that detail. We're going to go and set one on the 15th. Card 3. Run 3. Event type, that's a booked event. Set a reminder, save detail. We're basically just going to do this all the way down. Card 4. Run card 4. Save booked event. Save the detail. And on the 29th, we'll do another one. That is my fingers in the wrong place. Card 5. Run card 5. There we go. Booked event. Set a reminder. Save detail. There we go. So we have those all set up. You get a small, like the boost is small. I think it's a, like between 1 and 3% tick, like uptick on your attendance if you set them ahead of time. So, you know, I mean, in a 250 seat venue, that's, you know, between like 2.5 and like 3 people. So not a huge amount, but you know, it's something. It makes a bigger difference, you know, if you're in a 10,000 seat venue, because 1% of that is like 100 extra people. So, but there we go. We're going to go here. And now we can go ahead and advance forward. Hopefully nothing stupid happens. And here we are next Sunday. So let's see. Let's take a quick look. Refresh ourselves, even though it hasn't been that long. So Buddy Roberts, Ian Rotten, John Tatum, and Tiger Mask have picked up wins. Orton, Gilbert, Breaks, and McCord all not doing so hot. So let's see. Let's think about this. I think I'm going to put Tatum and Rotten against one another in this one. Buddy Roberts, I'm going to stick him in with Doug Gilbert. Maybe Breaks and McCord will have a fight. So those are some pretty good opener, or a pretty good like a pretty good idea of the undercard here. We're going not booked again. And we've got, oh, it Breaks we can't do because we fired him because he stood us up. So let's do Buddy Roberts. And let's have him face off against Stick him in there with Doug Gilbert this time. Match. And then we've got Tatum and Ian Rotten were the two that I said I wanted to stick in there. Bob Orton Jr. He lost by DQ. So I'm going to have McCord. I don't know if I want to do Dino Bravo or if I want to do Rick Martel. I think I'm going to do Dino Bravo because he's cheaper. So we're going to add that one. I think I'm going to bring Martel into the main event. I think we're going to do Tiger Mask versus Rick Martel. We're going to add that. And there we go. This is card 2. And we're going to definitely keep it at the VFW Hall. Or let's see. How much would it cost us to upgrade our venue? Because, I mean, that's quite a bit more people. From 250 to 419. I don't think we have... No, we don't have enough. We have to cover... You can't book an event if you don't have enough to cover the venue. Because the venue, they want their payment up front. The workers, they get paid out of what you make. So, you know, they're fine. But the venue, you can't even book it if you don't have enough. So, all right, well... That means that we're going to go back to the VFW Hall. And we'll do it there. So we're going to run the match. Roberts and Gilbert. And here we go. Roberts and Gilbert meet up in the center of the ring. And Doug Gilbert wins the lockup. Gilbert in control. And Gilbert tries to boot him in the midsection. And that will work. Buddy Roberts, though, catches the kick, trips him down, and then rakes his eyes with his bootlaces. Doug Gilbert in trouble now. Gets back up. Buddy Roberts tries for that groin kick. He hit it successfully a couple of times in his last match. Let's see. 7 or less here. And on a roll of 11, Doug Gilbert catches the groin kick, spins him around, trips him down, and drops a fist right in between the eyes. And Roberts is hurt here. Gilbert scoops him up. He's going to drop him with a falling body slam. +1, so that's going to be 9 or less. And on a roll of 3, he slams him down. Roberts is hurt. Brawling punches by Doug Gilbert, dazing Buddy Roberts. Gilbert grabs him, brings him over to the ropes, and starts choking him over that top rope there. That's a choice A maneuver, so we're going to throw him into the ropes. So Gilbert has Roberts backed into the ropes. The referee comes in to separate them. Let's see. Level 3 with disqualification 6. I think I'm going to try it again. Because Roberts is definitely not a face. He is disqualified. So once again, Roberts playing dirty, and this time the referee called him for it, unlike his last match. So Doug Gilbert wins by DQ, and Buddy Roberts stopped obeying. That's 2 eyes. Why is there 2 eyes? Obeying the referee's orders. That was also a dud. So we'll just call it a dud. And now Tatum and Rotten. In our next match. So John Tatum and Ian Rotten locking up in the center of the ring. And Tatum wins the lockup. Takes Rotten over with a fireman's carry. That will work. And Ian Rotten able to counter. Ian Rotten grabs Tatum by the throat, picks him up, and choke bombs him. Tatum is down. Rotten now throws him out of the ring. Let's see. Rotten quick to jump back on Tatum as he re-enters the ring. And Ian Rotten grabs him by the head and smashes his elbow into him. That's a choice A maneuver. Gonna throw him into the ropes. And Rotten rocks Tatum with a couple of hard shots to his exposed chest as he backs him into the ropes. And Ian Rotten in control here. Falling choke bomb again. Tatum hit. Tatum is hurt here. Gets back up slowly. Rotten hits some wild punches. John Tatum is staggering all over the ring as Rotten just continues to throw the wild punches. And Rotten hooks up with him now. Snap suplex. Takes him down to the mat. Rotten grabs him by the hair, picks him back up, and hits that pump handle slam. Tatum is down. Rotten drops a career killer elbow on John Tatum. Tatum is down here. Ian Rotten scoops him up and throws him out of the ring. Both Rotten and Tatum out of the ring now, brawling on the arena floor. The wrestler with the better ring rating, that's going to be Ian Rotten. Rotten wins the brawl on the outside, throws him back in, hits some more wild punches. The brawl continues on the inside of the ring. I guess we can't expect much less from Ian Rotten. It's not like he knows how to wrestle or anything. Falling choke bomb on John Tatum, and he goes for the cover. And here we go. Target is 3, roll is a 9, so Tatum able to kick out. Ian Rotten. Corkscrew elbow drop on John Tatum. Tatum rolls out of the way, whips Rotten into the ropes. And now Tatum returning the favor from earlier and driving his forearm into the chest of Ian Rotten over and over again as he's pressed up against the ropes. And Rotten falls to the mat and Tatum drops an elbow. And Rotten is hurt here. And now Tatum grabs him, chokes him over the top rope. That's a choice B. Gonna throw him into the turnbuckle here. So he chokes him over the ropes and then pushes him back into the turnbuckle. And Rotten hits the turnbuckle, stumbles back out, and John Tatum is there to put him down and elbow drop him. Ian Rotten's hurt. Knee drop by John Tatum. That's a choice C. So let's see. Agility. So 9 or less. And on a roll of 6, that knee drop connects with a resounding thud right across the neck of Ian Rotten. Rotten is hurt. And Rotten in trouble as Tatum picks him up, presses him against the ropes, and starts choking him again. Gonna do the ropes, or gonna do turnbuckle again. And Tatum pushes him back into the buckle. And the referee in to separate them. They break clean. Rotten comes charging out, and Tatum catapults him with a backdrop. And Ian Rotten in trouble now. John Tatum hooks him up, vertical suplex, puts him down. That I think that's for hardcore matches. It is indeed for hardcore matches. So target is going to be 4. Roll is a 7. Ian Rotten in trouble here. And John Tatum, another big vertical suplex. And that's going to hurt him. Elbow drop. Ian Rotten takes all of it. Tatum waits for him to get back up and then puts him back to the mat with a hooking clothesline. And a chin lock by John Tatum. Ian Rotten works his way out. And Tatum climbs up to the second rope and drops an axe handle across the head of Ian Rotten as Rotten gets back to his feet. Rotten is hurt. Tatum grabs him and then slams his face into the mat. Ian Rotten having trouble here. Big knee drop here. Let's see, that's going to be 9 or less for the level 3 knee drop. And he clubs him with it. Knee drop on Ian Rotten. He's hurting as he tries for it again, so 9 or less. He gets it again. Ian Rotten in trouble. Picks him up off the mat and then slams his face right back into it. Ian Rotten needs to get something going here. Another knee drop? No. Rotten rolls out of the way. Picks Tatum up by the hair and then smashes his elbow down into him. And let's see here. That's going to be into the ropes. And backs Tatum into the ropes. After a bit of the stalemate, the referee comes in to separate you and your opponent. So Tatum could get the upper hand here. He is not going to do... Tatum is nominally a face in this Fed. So he's not going to do the disqualification 3 thing. We're going to see a clean break. And Ian Rotten is going to get the upper hand as they lock up in the center of the ring. Pump handle slam again. Tatum is down. Drops the career killer elbow on him. And Tatum is hurt. Grabs him by the head and hits him with a big elbow smash again. And that is a level 2 move here. Or into the ropes. We're going to go into the ropes. So puts him into the ropes. And Tatum hits the ropes, gains his momentum, and then drives Rotten to the mat with a big shoulder tackle. And Tatum picks him back up with a big vertical suplex, going for the cover. Target is 5. Roll is a 10. And now John Tatum not going to throw Ian Rotten out of the ring. Going to climb up to the second rope, drop the axe handle. And Ian Rotten is hurt. And Tatum dropping an elbow. That's an agility move. He does have the agility. Rotten rolls out of the way, though. The last second. Waits for him to get up, kicks him in the midsection. Tatum catches the kick. Big hip toss. Ian Rotten in trouble there. Hooking clothesline by John Tatum. That puts Rotten back on the mat. He's slow to get to his feet, and as he does, Tatum grabs him by the back of the head and slams it face first back into the mat. Ian Rotten in trouble. Dropping the elbow is John Tatum. That connects. Rotten is hurt. And here's that knee drop. The roll is a 9 for level 3, and he hits him again. And Ian Rotten in trouble. And another knee drop. So roll is a 9. No. Rotten rolls out of the way and tries to throw Tatum into the turnbuckle. And here we go. Rotten is the heel here. So we're going to roll 1 die. And it's odd. So Ian Rotten connects on the sucker punch on John Tatum. Rotten in control. Career killer elbow as Tatum falls out of the corner. He is down here. Ian Rotten scoops him up, throws him out of the ring. As Tatum re-enters the ring, Ian Rotten is quick to jump back on him and throw him into the turnbuckle. Tatum stumbles out of the buckle, and Ian Rotten is right there to catch him with some wild punches. But Tatum blocks, and a hip toss by John Tatum. Ian Rotten not going over. Instead, he gouges the eyes. Tatum is hurt, and into the turnbuckle goes Tatum again. And once again, he hits the buckle hard and stumbles out of the corner. And Ian Rotten into the other turnbuckle from pillar to post. But this time, it is John Tatum reversing the whip. Ian Rotten gets slammed into the buckle. This is the sucker punch, though. And let's see here. It is even. So this time Tatum blocks the sucker punch and slams Rotten's face first into the mat. And a hurt 2. Second rope axe handle. And that puts Rotten onto the mat. John Tatum going to the top. Comes off. Big flying axe handle. And Tatum in control here. Scoops him with a tombstone pile driver. And Ian Rotten is hurt. And elbow drop. Rotten is once again hurt and hooking clothesline. Ian Rotten going to roll out of the ring. The fighting continues on the floor, so Tatum follows him out. Better ring rating is Ian Rotten. And Rotten wins the match, or wins the brawl outside, throws him in, and then wings him out on the other side of the ring. And they continue to brawl on the other side of the ring. And Rotten gets back in. Oh, I should have been rolling on level 2, so oh well. Same thing would have happened. Head grab and elbow smash, that's choice A, so that's going to be into the ropes goes John Tatum. And Tatum shoves Ian Rotten off balance here as he tries to throw him into the ropes. And climbs up second rope axe handle. Puts Rotten down. Rotten going to roll out of the ring again. This is once again the two men on the arena floor brawling. The wrestler with the better ring rating, that is Ian Rotten. Going to roll on level 2 there. Rotten whips him into the buckle. They jockey for position. The wrestler with the better turnbuckle rating, they are even. So the wrestler with the worst turnbuckle rating rolls on level 3. In the case of a tie, you roll on level 3. So that is John Tatum rolling on level 3 defense. So Rotten slams him out of the corner. Tatum in trouble here. There's that Rotten rush. That's a +1, so target is going to be 5. Roll is a 5. So Ian Rotten, once again, much to the fans' dismay, pick up a win. So Ian Rotten with the Rotten rush. And let's see here. That was 2 stars. That's all it needs. It's a 2-star match. It ain't better than that. Rick McCord and Dino Bravo gonna lock horns now. And McCord, weighing 225 and standing 6 feet tall, from Roanoke, Virginia. And Dino Bravo, 248, standing 6 feet tall, and he's from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. And the Canada's strongest man against Rick McCord. And the two men meet in the center of the ring, and it's McCord. And McCord with the better agility. Arm drags Bravo to the mat. Bravo right back to his feet, but he's not quick enough to get the upper hand on McCord. Snatches a wrist lock. Bravo is too strong for that, breaks it with ease. And now Dino Bravo tries for the clothesline, but McCord ducks. And Bravo goes into the turnbuckle. And he stumbles out of the corner. And Rick McCord whips him to the other side. So pillar to post. And now Bravo reverses it. McCord goes into the buckle. Stumbles out. And Dino Bravo on the attack here. Trips him down. And elbow drop. That connects. McCord is hurt. Whips him into the turnbuckle again. And McCord stumbles out of the buckle after hitting it hard. And Dino Bravo, once again, throws him to the mat and drops another elbow on him. McCord in trouble here. Looping haymaker by Dino Bravo. Agility is -2, so probably not going to do that. Power is +1, so 8 or less for this looping haymaker. He connects, and McCord is hurt. Drop kick by Bravo. And that connects, and McCord is in trouble here as Bravo covers him for the pin. And McCord kicks out. Target was 4, roll was an 11. Airplane spin by Dino Bravo. And Rick McCord is hurt. Double axe handle by Bravo. That slams into the back of McCord. Into the turnbuckle goes Rick McCord. And McCord counters it, whips Bravo into the buckle. Bravo hits the buckle hard. McCord is there to catch him and throws him into the buckle on the other side. And McCord follows him in, locks up in the corner there. The referee steps in, breaks him apart. And Dino Bravo comes charging out. Rick McCord drops down, drop toe hold. And Dino Bravo now in trouble. McCord goes for that fist drop. Let's see. Not going to do the power. Or yeah, he's going to do the power. 6 or less. What the hell? And just barely. Bravo rolls out of the way. And Bravo into the turnbuckle again. This is a lot of turnbuckle action in this one. Let's see. McCord counters it. Bravo hits the buckle hard, and Rick McCord flying drop kicks as Bravo stumbles out. Bravo is hurt. Another flying drop kick. And Bravo goes down, slow to get to his feet. As he does, he is caught with some forearm smashes by McCord. Bravo's dazed here, head scissors, and Dino Bravo just shoves him away. Bravo hooks up with McCord and vertical suplexes him to the ground. And double axe handle. Rick McCord out of the way of that. Fireman's carries him and slams him to the mat, going for the cover. And target is 3, roll is a 12, so Dino Bravo easily able to kick out. And now he's trying for that fist drop. 6 or less. He's actually going to go to the top rope. He's going to go for the death jump. And so Rick McCord climbs to the top and comes off the top rope with a flying fist right between the eyes. And now Rick McCord in control here, going to try it again. And once again, that flying fist right between the eyes. And here's a side saddle suplex. Dino Bravo's hurt. Forearm smashes by Rick McCord. Dino Bravo able to counter those. Arm wringer by Bravo. McCord can't get anything done. He's got that arm. And he uses it to whip him into the ropes. And McCord counters off the ropes with a big flying shoulder tackle. And McCord in control here. McCord grabs a hammerlock on Dino Bravo. Bravo able to power his way out of that. Whips him into the ropes again. And McCord shoves Bravo off balance. So McCord on the attack. McCord grabs an arm wringer. Uses it to put Bravo down and then drops the leg on the arm. Bravo's hurt. And he scoops him with a fireman's carry and slams him to the mat. Bravo able to get back to his feet, but McCord in control here. Forearm smashes. Leaves Bravo dazed. Tries for a head scissors. That's going to take Bravo to the mat. McCord applies the figure 4. Bravo fighting it off here and fights free. McCord once again going to climb to the top rope. And Bravo recovers this time, and a struggle takes place. The wrestler with the better agility rating, that's going to be Rick McCord. So McCord comes off the rope with a big fist to the head and is in control. Locks him in a hammerlock. Bravo too strong for that. Breaks free and sends McCord into the buckle. And McCord counters that toss and is in control. McCord scoops him with a fireman's carry and slams him to the mat again. Bravo slow to get to his feet, and McCord scoops him onto the shoulders and a fireman's carry slam again. Target is 4 as he covers. Roll is an 11. There's the figure 4 leg lock, and McCord has Bravo hurt. Flying drop kicks as Bravo gets back to his feet. Fireman's carries him and slams him to the mat. And more flying drop kicks. Bravo is reeling. Fireman's carry slam again. Leaves Bravo down. Bravo gonna roll out of the ring. McCord leaves the ring. Both men are being counted out here. Rolling for the double count out. And they are double count outed. They are both counted out. Double count outed. I'm not sure that that's a word. So that was a draw. The double count out. And the 2 men brawled to the back. And we can go ahead and put the period on there. Let's see. That was a 1.5 star match. Well, that's fine. No adjustment. And here we are again, right on to our our main event, Tiger Mask versus Rick Martel. And in the blue corner, weighing in at 210 pounds and standing 5 feet 7 inches tall, from Yamaguchi, Japan, this is Tiger Mask. And in the red corner, weighing in at 230 pounds and standing 6 feet tall, from Cocoa Beach, Florida, Rick the Model Martel. And now Rick Martel and Tiger Mask lock up in the center of the ring. Tiger Mask gets the better of them. I don't think that Martel doesn't really count as a junior heavyweight, so I am going to hide the bold stats, not apply, hide bold. So there we go. So Tiger Mask, just normal now. And he is in control, though. So Tiger Mask, big body slam, that's a power move. Martel has the power, so gonna scooch out the back there. Big drop kick by Martel, that hits on Tiger Mask. Another drop kick. Tiger Mask out of the way, too quick for that. And there's a jumping spin kick on Martel. Rick Martel is hurt. Tiger Mask going after him. Another jumping spin kick. And that's going to catch Martel right under the chin. Martel is in trouble. Tiger Mask going for the cover. Target is 3. Roll is a 2. Tiger Mask pulled it out just super quick with a jumping spin kick. It wasn't really a squash, and I don't think I need to add anything. That was a half-star match. So, not a great match, but really quick. And here we go. We sold out, so $1,225 in points and tickets. 65 points for merch sales. No viewership income because we're not on streaming or pay-per-view. No sponsorship income because the sponsor didn't need anything special from us this time. Yeah, no other income. The venue cost us $750, the workers cost us $262, and the marketing cost us $200, leaving us with 78 points at the end of the night. So we made something, but not a lot. We have 1096. Let's see. Let's see how guys are going here. Doug Gilbert, 89. Rick McCord is at 86. Buddy Roberts, 77. Buddy Roberts a little bit on the beat-up side. But probably not anything I need to worry too much about. I think once they get below about 70, they start risking getting injured if you keep booking them. Don't give them a little time off. Tatum's condition is 88.4. That's not too bad. Orton Jr. is 95. Tiger Mask is 87. Breaks is 97. Breaks is gone. Dino Bravo, 90. And Rick Martel is 93. So you could also spend money to send them to the doctor, which will heal them up a bit. So there we go. Let's see. I believe, yeah, we have made... So we needed to get our stuff in front of 500 fans for the month for our sponsor, and we've done that already. So we have met our sponsorship obligations. So now we're in the free and clear. We definitely don't have to stress about that anymore. Overall, we have lost 200 points on the month. So not too bad though, because we've still got 3 more cards this month, and so I think we'll be able to clear a positive on this. Do we have other? What's our other income? Oh, So yeah, it's not counting our card sales. It should count the card sales. I need to make it record those. Because I was to say, why are we up over 1,000? But that's because we've been selling some of the cards that we've got back. So, but yeah, it looks like if we're what did I say we were? We were like 201 points down, and we're 96 points up. So we've made like 297 points selling cards that we're not using. So not too bad. We can go ahead and skip ahead to the next Sunday. So there we go. We are on the 15th. No events popped up. Doctor's reports. So there should have been a little bit of healing up. Maybe not. I think they only heal up after a card is run and they're not used, not daily. So we've got nothing going on there. I think maybe I'm going to buy another pack. Let's see. I'm going to buy another 90s Legends pack. Why not? Nobuhiko Takada, Erik Paulson, and Ahmed Johnson. I know that I can't afford to use Takada very often. I've already got quite a few of those guys. Ahmed, I don't know. I think I'm going to sell Ahmed too. I'll keep Erik Paulson. If you're not familiar with Erik Paulson, he is like he was in, God, what was it? Shuto, I think it was. One of the early MMA style Japanese promotions. Just an absolutely ridiculous catch wrestler. Probably the best in the world at this point for like straight up catch wrestling. Definitely could be a solid wrestler. I don't think he ever did like any professional wrestling stuff. This was a what if sort of thing. But I really like Erik Paulson, and with his catch wrestling background, I figured I'd make a card for him. So we did. Turn to office, and Paulson. Yeah, he's not going to be too bad. What about 130, I think, because Bobby Bruns is has the same card value, and I think Bruns is about 130 to use, so we'll keep him in there. Why not? But I think that's going to do it for now. So thank you all for joining or watching later, either way. And we'll catch you some other time. Take care.